Gentlemen, you know on this channel, I talk about how extra large men should dress, how they should groom themselves, about their manners, about how they should present themselves to the world. But one of the most common questions I get is, well, Big Pretty, what about the inner me? Isn't that what really matters? Not this aesthetic presentation, but who I really am inside? Shouldn't that be what people should be looking for? Well, we're going to talk about this rather popular argument among extra large people today on Big Pretty Man. Welcome back to Big Pretty Man, the channel for the extra large man who wants to live his life large and in charge. I'm your host, Timothy Big Pretty Crowe. I'm a lifestyle and wardrobe consultant for the extra large man. You know, guys, in most of my videos, I talk about aesthetic issues. You know, how to properly dress, how to properly groom, your skincare, you know, what type of shoes to wear, what kind of hats to wear, your manners, your etiquette. But, you know, every now and then, as I did in my video about denying that you're an extra large man, I have to give a bit of a reality check to extra large people. And this is going to be one of those videos. You know, one of the most common arguments or stances that I hear from extra large people, and one that I actually have even entertained myself in the past, is this, you know, the way I dress, and the way I groom myself shouldn't matter. You know, what really matters is the inner me, is who I truly am. That's what people should be judging me by. That's what people should be looking at, not the way I'm dressed. All of that's superficial. All of that's shallow. People should be judging me by who I am inside, not the way that I dress. And you know what? That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. I completely agree. People should judge you by who you are inside, by your character, by your intelligence, by your ethics, by the person and the soul that is within your body. I completely agree with that. However, we live in a more realistic world, and in that realistic world, you know, that particular argument and that particular, you know, stance is an idealistic pipe dream. Sorry, but it really is. Because the reality, the truth is, human beings are a very social creature. We're a social animal. And we make judgments on people by our first impressions within a few seconds. This is well established in psychology and sociology. We assess and size people up within the first few seconds. Now, that may seem shallow and wrong, but in truth, it's part of human survival. As a social creature, you know, we naturally look for certain types of traits and certain types of cues that tell us about a person instantly, and that's to help for our own survival, to assess danger, to assess what, you know, benefit. And we do it automatically. It's just part of human nature. And as much as I would love to see people judge for who they are rather than how they look and those quick first impressions, it's not going to happen. It's going against human nature. And ironically, the very people, these heavyset people, they're saying that they should be judging, people should be judging them by who they are, not the way they look. When they first meet people, like it or not, and say what they want, they're doing the exact same thing because they're human and they're making those first impressions. And the first impressions that people make, what are they based on? Number one, people are not psychic. You know, they can't automatically walk up, touch you, and be like, oh, he's a wonderful human being. You know, he does charity work. He makes a good living. You know, he's so good to his mother. You know, he's got a poetic soul. Come on. People are, what do people judge you by? What are people looking at when you first walk up? They're looking at the way you're dressed. They're looking at the way that you're groomed. Even, they're using all their senses. They're looking at your skin. They're looking at your hair, at your beard, at how meticulous you're dressed, how neat you're dressed. Also, how you smell. Do you smell pleasant? If you shake hands, they're going by the firmness of your handshake, by the feel of your skin. These are the first impressions that people make. And that is they're going to formalize their opinion of you. So therefore, when you meet people, you need to put your best foot forward. They're not going to be looking into your soul. They're going to be looking at the body that's in front of them. And the way that body looks is going to be that first impression. So that's something that, you really need to assess. But you know what? Let's give it a benefit of the doubt, okay? Let's say that, yes, people stop all of a sudden judging you by the way you're dressed and the way you look, and they start judging you purely by who you are. That's the judgment they're going by who you are inside. Well, exactly how did they determine that? Being as, like I said, not everybody's psychic. How do they determine what kind of person you are, what kind of character you are? They're going to go by the external cues. Is this person, care about himself? Does he care about others? Does he care about society? If he does, does he present himself well? Is he well dressed? Is he well mannered? Does he speak well? Does he seem to care about what he presents to others? That's going to tell you a lot about your character. You want people to judge you by your character? Then you've got to present that character. You've got to symbolically present it in the way you reflect yourself. That's what people are going to go by. That's how they're going to, in that first impression, and in the impressions afterwards, how they're going to judge who you are as a character, as a person. So, so even in that argument that people should be judging by who you are on the inside, the way they're going to do that is how you present yourself on the outside. Now, one of the more extreme versions I hear of this particular stance are people who will say, well, I don't give a damn what people think about me. I'm not into this dress to impress. I'm going to dress however the hell I want. If people don't like that, screw them. I don't give a damn what other people think about me. And there are people out there like that. I mean, there are people that literally do not give a damn what other people think. And they will walk up into a formal event wearing, stained sweatpants and sandals and honestly not give a damn what anyone thinks. They may get escorted out or asked to leave, but they really don't give a damn. And, if you are one of these type of obese misanthropes, then I would highly advise that you just go ahead and switch off my channel. Because, go watch, because you're basically wasting your time. Just go watch something else on YouTube. Watch cats playing piano or a compilation of guys getting racked in the nuts. Whatever it is you watch for aimless entertainment on YouTube, we all have something. Because that particular stance is anathema to the mission of this channel. And, and in truth, only about 5% of the people that I've met that hold this particular stance, extreme stance, do I really feel are realistic about it, that are being truthful about it. They really just don't give a damn. About the other 95%, it's usually more of a misplaced defiance, kind of a defense mechanism covering up that they are conscious about the way they look and they don't like the way they look. So therefore, it is kind of a lazy complacency, that is to cover up low self-esteem. They deep down really do care what other people think, but rather than confront that and the embarrassment of it, they go on the stance. Well, they take this rebellious, defiant stance of, well, I don't really give a damn what people think. But most of these people you can catch in some major hypocrisy on this. For instance, people be like, I don't care what people think. I'll dress however I want. They don't like it. Screw them. That's all superficial, stupid crap. There's other thing, blah blah blah. But yet, for special occasions like weddings or graduations or business parties or even for interviews, they dress up. They take a bath, they put on the cologne, they trim their beards, they put on their nicest clothes that they have. So if you really don't give a damn, why are you not going to these events, dressed, slobbish like you do most days? Why go into the job interview, and present this fraud against what you truly think? Because deep down, they really do care about what other people think. And we're a social animal, unless, and actually being a misanthrope, someone who dislikes people and stays away from people, that type of hermit mentality is actually very rare. It does exist. I know people like that. We've all met people like that. We all have that uncle that goes to live in the cabin in the woods to be away from people, kind of a Walden's Pond type thing. But think about how rare that truly is. Most of the people are saying this. It's just a defense mechanism. So actually, with both of these two sides of this argument of people saying, I don't care what people think about me, or people should be judging me by the inner me, not by the shallow, superficial, external presentation. To both of those, and sometimes you get the same argument in the same person. But to both of those groups, I would say this. You know what? Yeah, don't give a damn what other people think about you. That should not be the basis by which how you present yourself. You should care about how you look and how you're groomed and how you're presenting yourself in the world, to yourself. You should do it as a form of self-pride, of self-expression. The only person you really need to dress to impress is the person that looks back at you in the mirror. Yourself. Do it for yourself and not other people. Let that be a nice, incidental reaction. A positive reaction that's incidental to the reason you're doing it. Because the thing is, what does it say about that inner self? What does it say about you, about you, that you don't take care of your own self? You may be saying, I don't give a damn what other people think. But the way you're dressing and the way you're living, what you're really expressing, both to the world and yourself, is, I really don't give a damn about myself. And you need to care about yourself, even if you don't care about others. But in truth, we are a social animal, as I said, and we do need to admit that we care about what other people think. And also to recognize that in our society, there are certain etiquettes that, and rules that apply, and that there are certain type of standards that we need to step up to get the better things for our own self, for our own life, and the lives of our family and our loved ones. And those include to groom yourself, bathe yourself, dress nicely, speak kindly, speak eloquently, present yourself to the world the way you would present yourself to yourself. Because that will bring you self-pride. And when you have self-pride, you have self-respect. And when you have self-respect, that's what you're projecting to the world. And that's the character that people are going to pick up about you from your first impressions and the impressions you make afterwards. So yes, if you don't love other people, love yourself. And show yourself that love. And let everybody else marvel at it. And if you do care about the way that you look and you want to pursue this, then please keep watching this channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit this little King Henry head with my pretty face. You can also comment below or send me an email. You can also contact me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I love to hear from everybody, and I appreciate the patronage, of my followers. So take pride in yourself, clean yourself up, dress yourself well, and while you do it, you remember to both externally and internally stay pretty.